How you doing? Joshua with Ohio Fish Rescue. So you guys just got the update on the Bellagio tanks. Well, I made a post on Instagram yesterday, and I kind of let the cat out of the bag that we now have some new inhabitants in the pool. But there is a reason for it. So you remember in this pond we had the stingrays in here, but we had to go ahead and put the koi in this pond because I did not want to mix stingrays and koi. I didn't want these koi being stabbed by the stingrays. So we went ahead and made a judgment call, and we went ahead and moved the stingrays to help protect the koi while they are sitting here waiting to go to Shaq's house. So if you come over here, in this 650 gallon, you can see we have the Henley female and the super spot. We went ahead and put this black diamond male in here, and of course we still have this king hen male over here. But that is only 2 of them that were in there. Now you guys know there were a bunch more rays, so let's go take a look and figure out where we put them bad boys. So coming out into the monster pond, yes, this globe tank is still doing wonderful. It actually, everyone seems to love this tank coming to the rescue. But to get into what we were talking about, we added a few more stingrays into the monster pond here. You guys can see this is a hybrid ray, a hybrid of a black diamond. Gorgeous looking ray. There is a P14 Galaxy ray right there. And of course, there is another P14 Galaxy ray right there. He's actually probably the biggest. It's actually kind of a tiebreaker between that one and that one. They're almost the same size, but I think he takes it. But we went ahead and put these guys in here temporarily because we didn't want the stingrays to be barbing the koi and end up having some of them pass away. So now mind you, it is temporary. But these guys will be coming out, but they do get to live in the 58,000 for a while. We don't want to keep them in here because they like to shed their barbs a lot, and we don't want people stepping in here and, you know, one of the barbs getting caught in the rocks down there and, you know, it goes right through your foot. That could be a bad time. But along with the stingrays, we went ahead and added a few more fish into the pond. Now this guy right here is a 32-inch silver Arowana. Now we were against this idea of putting the Arowana into the pond because we had fear that they could jump, which I mean it is entirely possible, but this guy has been in here for a few weeks now and he doesn't jump whatsoever. Actually, you know what? Let me take that back. So again, I posted a story on Instagram of what happened with this Arowana. I was out here and I was just walking by and I happened to catch it, but I heard this horrendous noise and there was just waves of water going across the top of the pond. And then I see this bird of paradise plant kind of, you know, teetering back and forth. And I'm like, what just happened there? And then I look down and I see the Arowana with this big old piece of plant in his mouth. So what he did, he jumped up out of the water. He went ahead, snagged this plant, ripped it off, and took it back down into the water and made this huge noise, which I thought it was pretty awesome. But now you can see how much of that plant leaf that he ripped off, them leaves aren't, you know, small. They're about 2 foot long or so, and he ripped off, you know, 8 to 10 inches of it and took it underwater with them. So they do jump. But, you know, that is in their nature. These Arowanas down in South America and whatnot, they, you know, jump up into the trees and try and get bugs. And, you know, I've even heard stories of monkeys. They, you know, jump up out of the water and they try and get monkeys out of the trees. So I just went ahead and grabbed some food. We'll see if we can... Oh, he usually jumps up out of the water a little bit. So I'm going to, fun fact, I'm going to try and train this arrow to eat from tongs and have him actually jump up out of the water. There he goes. Look at him. So I've got him pellet trained now, but like I said, I'm going to try and get a pair of tongs with, you know, some meat on the end and actually train him to try and jump for his food. So he's an aggressive eater now. That's why I'm training him with the pellets. Sometimes I'll hold him straight up and, you know, he might leap out of the water like an inch or two. Right when he's about to leap out of the water, you can see his body. He'll form a little S and he will just leap up out of the water. The more basically coiled back he is, the bigger the S, the more he's going to lunge out of the water. You can see he sees my hand above the water and he's coming to check it out. So he's actually a really neat addition to this monster pond, and I might just add a few more in here because they're so awesome seeing them from above like this. And of course we've got big old Brutus here. But yeah, so not only with the arrow, we went ahead and added in another inhabitant. You guys might have seen, might not have, but you can see right there, there is a 2 foot or so, maybe 26-inch Albino Channel Cat. He goes ahead and adds some color to the bottom of this pond. I think he's pretty awesome. He was in the 2200, but he was the one that was being a bully and picking on everyone else. So we went ahead and threw him in this pond. And we didn't want, you know, just to add in one new fish. That's really bad on this whole, you know, monster pond, because some fish might pick on the others. They might go after just that one fish because he's new. No excuse the stuff on top of the water. There has been pollen flying in that door for the last 3 days. So there's a little bit of pollen, and our filters are splashing back in, and they're making a little bit of bubbles here. But you can just see there's pollen all over the top of that water. And as soon as the trees stop, you know, producing it, my filters will catch up and take it all out. But I always have to have fresh air going through this room. It gets sucked up in the top corners, and it goes out through that exhaust fan up there, and also comes in through the side door. So if we don't have them fans on, there is no possible way that this room would be so hot and muggy and humid. It would just be ridiculous. So we always have this fan on, drawing fresh air all the way through. And also it helps out with keeping these beams from not sagging, because you get it so hot and humid in here, your wood starts to warp and bend. So we try and help with that by keeping the air through. So this is one of the small things we have to deal with in the monster pond. But yeah, the Stingrays made a great addition in here. Although it is temporary, it is pretty awesome right now. And you guys have been asking for it for quite a long time. So maybe when the koi go down on the Shaq's place, we'll get in there and catch the rays back out, or who knows, we might just leave them in there. So before I end this video, I want to go ahead and take you guys in and show you some new rescues that came in. Some that's going to be staying with myself, and a bunch actually, I have to rehome. So if you guys are interested in any of the fish that I have to rehome, you guys can get a hold of us through Facebook. But over here, look at this guy, 16-inch albino giant gourami. He just came in. We got this big old Venustus here. He's probably a good 11 inches or so. And of course, there goes the Pacu that recently came in. You guys seen the video on it. He's healing up nicely. Now down here, you can see pollen all over the floor. You can see here, we just got in this Arowana as well. He kind of hurt himself coming out of the tank, so we're healing him back up. We just picked up this Pacu, or Pleco, I'm sorry, not a Pacu, what was I thinking? Down there is a red devil Midas. Over here we have another Alligator Gar. He's about 2 foot. Now down here, can't really see him. Got too much of a reflection back here. But oh, we come out yesterday morning, and the other 65-gallon, you guys remember we replaced the seal on one. The other one finally popped a leak, so I'm going to go ahead and have to reseal this guy. and I'm not looking forward to that. But you can see down here we just picked up, he's probably about a 7-inch channel cat. Down here we have some tilapia Mozambique, another small pleco, a Mistus catfish. We have an assortment of South American cichlids in here. There's a couple in there. All these guys can be rehomed. Over here, you can see the gulper cat is still doing fairly well. I picked up for my work tank. This is a little Dumbo-eared beta. He's just a little cutie, or she, who knows. But I'm getting ready to move this golden Asian redtail into a community with the tank. I do, however, have a few more fish. Oh, they're up here, I'm sorry. We have these African cichlids, which are going to join our African cichlid community. We have another species of Synodontis cat that's going to go into our collection as well as these two ballast sharks. They're going to go over into the 1,000-gallon. As you guys know, we have a whole school of ballast sharks in that 1,000-gallon right there. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. You guys are going to want to stay tuned because we have a lot, and I mean a lot, of exciting things happening. Some involving these koi and the big man himself, Shaquille O'Neal. We have Pittsburgh getting a girlfriend. So you guys will, I know you will love that video. So there will be 2 MBU puffers in this tank. But look at how well these plants are doing in this tank. Just looks absolutely spectacular. I am so impressed with this tank and how it turned out. I'm actually loving it day by day. All these plants are growing and reaching, and Pittsburgh seems to leave them alone. So I think that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And as always, stay fishy, my friend.